Hi there, my name is Crystal Patrick. I'm a real estate agent here in Maryland with Cass Realty, and welcome back to my channel. So currently we're going through a series of the home buying process from the beginning to the end. So from the moment you decided you want to buy a home to when you have the keys in your hands and you're ready to move in. So in the last few videos, we talked about your why you want to buy a home, and we talk about the importance of that and how it keeps you on track in the home buying process. And then we spoke about credit, how to view your credit report, set your goals to improve your credit. And now this week, we're going to talk about pre-approval. Okay, so let's say you determine your why. You want to know exactly why you want to buy a home. You visited annualcreditreport.com to see where your credit score is at. Let's say, for example, your credit score is good. It's exactly where you want it. And now you want to know, well, how much can I afford? That's where the pre-approval comes in. Now, keep in mind, a pre-approval isn't just so that you can see your price range. It's also to determine how much you can actually afford. So let's say you called up the lender. Hey, lender, I'd like to get pre-approved. That lender is going to take into consideration your credit, your income, your debt, all of which to determine how much you can actually borrow. And that's why you should know your credit score, right? That's why we always push credit, because that's the first thing the lender is going to look at. They want to look at your credit score. So if they're going to look at your credit score, you should also look at your credit score and know your credit score and know the things that you have to do to improve it if it needs improving. So before we get into the details of the pre-approval, I want to make sure that we know the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. So a pre-qualification is a quick estimate that the lender gives you based on what information you provided to them. The information is not verified, it's just based on what you've told the lender. It's generally good for those really early stages of conversation regarding financing for a home. They take information from you directly as your income. Like they'll ask you, how much do you make a year? Those type of questions, but they're not actually taking the documents from you to verify the information. So that's a pre-qualification. And also it's not strong enough if you want to put in an offer on a home. Pre-approval, that's more an in-depth review by the lender, right? They are going to request all the information, all the documents to verify it. Then they'll also do a credit check, right? There goes that word credit again. It just keeps popping up every now and then. And it is definitely strong enough to put in an offer on a home. So you're good there. All right, so now we know the difference between a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. So then what are the documents needed for a pre-approval? Let's go through those in details. So the documents you'll need are your pay stubs, your W-2 forms for the last couple of years, or a 1099 if you're self-employed, federal tax returns, bank statements, identification, additional proof of income. If you have any side hustles, all of that will need to be provided, and anything else the lender might require to determine how much you can actually borrow. So let's say you went through the process, you provided all the documentations the lender requested, and you got pre-approved. Congratulations. You got pre-approved for $400,000. Now, what do we do with that information? So that $400,000 that you got pre-approved for, that's the highest that you can borrow from the bank, okay? And on that pre-approval, they give you an estimation of what your monthly payments will be like. That estimation includes an estimate of your taxes, an estimate of insurance. All of these other things are included, and it will let you know this is the estimated monthly payment if you decide to buy at the top of your budget, which is that $400,000. Also, on that pre-approval, they will actually inform you of your interest rate and the type of loan that it is. So on that pre-approval, it comes with a lot of information, very detailed, so that you can be aware of what you're signing up for. You can be aware of how much you could afford, so that you will be fully informed. And of course, that lender will walk you through it step by step so that you can understand what this pre-approval is saying. I cannot stress this enough. This pre-approval is like gold for you, because it gives you insight. It gives you the ability to see what you can and cannot afford. It gives you the ability to see, if I was to buy a house at $400,000 as that example, this is an estimate of what I'll be paying every month. Can I actually afford that based on my income, based on my debt, based on all the other factors that, prevents you from paying or allows you to pay these monthly payments? And I also want to stress, the pre-approval that you get, for example, is $400,000. You do not have to buy at the top of your budget. Okay, you can buy lower if it's available. You don't have to spend that $400,000. If you see a house that's $250,000 and that's definitely within your budget, go for it. Okay, go for it. Also, it gives you a stronger offer. So sellers will see your pre-approval and gives them confidence that you are actually ready and able to put in an offer in this house. Also, the process goes along a lot faster because the lender already have most of your information. So once you're going through the process, you don't have to worry about providing the information because you've already done so in the beginning. So if you're seriously thinking about purchasing a home, you want to get that pre-approval. If you're in Maryland and you're thinking about buying a home, you can definitely contact me. I can connect you with some local lenders that you can choose from to start the process of getting pre-approved. So that wraps up pre-approval. Now, stay tuned for next week's video where we're going to talk about the Maryland mortgage programs that helps with down payment assistance. This one is golden because as a first-time home buyer, you might be eligible for one of these Maryland mortgage programs that provide down payment assistance. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this with anyone that you know will benefit from it, and stay tuned. Bye.